Hey guys, today's video is part pictures, part vlog, part Warhammer Fest experience extravaganza. How exciting is that? And more importantly, you are going to get to see my ugly mug for the very first time on this channel. So you have been warned in advance in case you want to look away from your screens now. So yeah, this weekend on the Sunday, myself, Ian and Mike all headed up to Warhammer Fest at the Rico Arena in Coventry for a full-on nerd fest. See what's going on with the GT, see what's going on with Forge World, see what's going on with 8th edition and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's crack into the video. So a couple of introductions then. On the left is Ian, he's a good friend of mine from many a year now, and on the right is Mike. Both are well into the hobby, both have their own social media involvement as well as a little bit of production stuff. I'm going to give a quick introduction to their websites and their groups just coming up now. So Ian is the man behind White Shark Gaming Studios. He does a lot of custom terrain, custom resin production to a very high standard. I've got a number of his bases and stuff going on, but he does lots of other things, so feel free to check him out on Facebook. And Mike is one half, I guess, including Lawrence, of Tabletop Tactics, a very popular YouTube channel. Does lots of good stuff over there. They've got over 30,000 subscribers, so they're pretty good and know what they're doing. Really high level of content. Finally got to meet Lawrence for my first time. Brilliant guy, so highly encourage you to go and check out their channel. Okay, no more stalling, it's on with the vlog. Good morning, fellow subscribers and other people for Old Average Brick Gaming, and the time is 6:30 in the morning and we are off to Warhammer Fest. This is my first ever vlog, excuse the tired looking eyes. We did have a bit of a late night last night with a few friends, and yeah, we are off in a minute. I'm just going to go and pick up the boys and then we'll be heading up the road, so enjoy it and I'll see you in a bit. Right, it's super bloody early. I'm trying to be a bit quiet here. The wife is asleep in bed, and yeah, we're off. Let's go and get the boys.
Days of my life.
It's so early. I don't do early. It's so super early. I actually just went out the house and left the tickets behind. So I've just had to come back and pick the tickets up. We now have tickets. Tickets, woohoo! Always a good start, eh? Just at the first pickup now. And here he comes. Sporting an epic beard. Definitely must be going to some kind of nerd thing if he has an epic beard, right? Say hello to the internet.
Good morning, internet.
Say hello to the internet.
Hello, internet. How's it going?
Very good. Second pickup. We'll do petrol and then journey snacks, I guess.
Petrol, journey snacks and coffee.
Coffee. So we'll do Sainsbury's and then up the road.
Yeah.
Woo! Morning. Morning. What we've got here, we've done 2 hours of the car, we're all good. Seen all the staff heading in. Very exciting.
I'm like schoolgirls. he's got dressed up as a woman for a dare, I think. Or he's done gender reassignment, I'm not sure.
Maybe that's, over floats boat.
We're doing seminar queue?
We're through security. Seminar queue, is that what that is?
I think that's seminar queue. Oh, you get, there's no queue for there, that's the queue to get in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the queue to get in. Seminar, you can get over there. Should we get
From customer information, yeah. Seminar queue.
It would be interesting to walk around.
So coming up now then, we've got a bunch of mini sort of chapters, I guess, that I've split this into. So starting with the gaming hall at the arena. So we got there fairly early, so players were still turning up for the event, for the actual tournament side of it. There was 3 tournaments going on. There was regular 40k, there was Heresy, and there was Age of Sigmar. And we can see the hall filling up. First time for me that I've seen them using these lay flat sort of gaming mats. Normally at any tournament I've been to or any event I've been to, it's always been Realm of Battle boards or whatever, an equivalent. So yeah, very interested to see that. And as you can see, the boys from Warhammer TV were there. Got to spend a little bit of time with those guys in the bar towards the end of the day, which was a real highlight for me, chatting with Rob about bits and pieces going on and looking at their quite impressive setup of how they film this sort of... I don't think it was an actual top table, it was a good table to feature good discussion and made good TV. So there was a couple of good, really high quality painted armies that you could see over the weekend that appeared on the TV channel. And then some dubious shenanigans of what highlights how bad 7th edition really got with the invisible jet bike scatter bikes of doom versus another army of invisible scatter bikes of doom. So yeah, good for banter, I guess. So these were the new trophies that were up for grabs, all looking quite pretty, all hosted by Nick Baton and the rest of the 40k and Games Workshop events team. So I managed to get a few snaps of some really good armies. Some really people have gone to town with, like this Predator you can see in front of us, sorry, this Razorback in front of us now. Lots of barrels and extra goodness added on. Really good conversion here of this Orc truck, looking like a battleship, and some bikes doing wheelies and so on. And then there was the competitive constructed armies, which I can understand why people don't paint to the highest standard when they're more interested in getting the best mechanic and the best synergy out of an army to, I wouldn't say abuse, yeah, I'm going to say abuse the rules to the best of their ability, and all they want to do is get the armies on the tabletop. But you look at this Knight army is fantastic, and I think the Horus Heresy painting was definitely at a higher level. Look at the posing on this guy here, really good. Lots of knights floating around. This took my fancy, this Great Iron Warrior Siege army. Look at the amount of pie plates that's going to be dishing out in 7th edition. Really good looking army. And the Mechanicum guys were well painted as well. So really good high level, but I think some of the competitive super armies could have been maybe painted a little bit better, but that's not their primary interest, so that's fine. Cracking in, we all got to have a go at 8th edition, a short queue, and we got to have sort of an intro game. Wasn't a full game, but it consisted of using some of the models from the new Dark Imperium box set. So yeah, we got to have a little play with that. So looking at the Primaris Captain versus some Death Guard, plenty of good banter already going on, which was what we like to see. Mike was taking the role of the Primaris. Used the new Hellblasters, killed 3 of his own men by supercharging the plasma. In the meantime, the Lord of Contagion killed the captain in man-on-man combat pretty easily. We put the captain back on just for giggles. He did no damage back to the Lord of Contagion, and then the Contagion killed him again. That's how powerful he is in combat. So yeah, it was very interesting to have a little go and just have a little taster of the new rules. even though it's, you know, the real core rules, nothing overly exciting, just some plasma bolters, just seeing how the new core mechanics are going to work for everyone in a couple of weeks' time. So in the background going on behind the 8th edition stuff was a small little painting demonstration with the one and only Duncan Rhodes. Thoroughly entertaining guy, had a real good rapport with the crowd.
Justin and Dad did a holiday, so you can see us just sat on the floor. Yeah. He didn't know why you sit on the floor with it, because there were no chairs. He looked, why did you stand up? Because I said.
I'm going to add some left belts to it, so I won't do much here just for the sake of...
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm looking to break into some of these brass
there's going to be another one again.
So these skulls on the shoulder pad are a great example. I'm just pick out the skulls using this colour. Now if you paint everything that's going to be metallic with Vathar gold first of all, then this stage is, as you can see everything that's brass, you can see what does need to be broken up by another colour. So that's why I tend to paint all of the metallics with brass first and then do some over the top.
So we'd done a bit of 8th, we'd seen Duncan, it was time to head into some of the seminars and see what was going on here. So the first one we managed to crack into was the Forge World one and have a good nosy at what Tony Cottrell and the team were coming up with next. We can see here the 4 Imperial Armour indexes that are coming up for 8th edition. We already knew about the Forces of Chaos and the Adeptus Astartes, which are going to be the first 2 available on June 17th. And the other 2 are going to be available on by the end of June, I think they've promised us. And the awesomely good news is that each of these books is going to be priced at just £15. Not any higher than that, it's going to be 15 of your hard-earned pounds, but I think that is a brilliant price. There's also a new Imperial Armour book, The Fires of Craxus, or Syraxus, that'll do. So lots of preview artwork coming out here. This looks like another good addition to the range of Imperial Armour books from Forge World. Thoroughly exciting to get those, and as usual lots of cool looking knights and cool looking pictures of the involved armies that are going to be in that book. And leading on is the new Thunderhawk as well. So from Dawn of War 3 we also have the new Chapter Master from the Blood Ravens up on the screen. We've also got some new bits and pieces or recasts of the Forge World goodies from the Tau, with alternative weapon options coming available for these now, which is going to be good stuff for the Tau players. This certainly caught everybody's eyes. This is the new flying transport for the Legio Custodes, looking really big, and hench apparently it is bigger than a Valkyrie, so going to be quite a big kit. Expect that to be a good few pence in your wallet, but it does look awesomely epic. On the subject of books and rules then, Forge World did confirm that the Horus Heresy era gaming system will continue with a version of 7th edition. They are going to produce a new book, the Age of Darkness rulebook, which will eliminate any of the 40k elements of their gaming system, the dedicated parts of 40k, just to convert it into Heresy. They did apparently discuss the use of 8th edition for Heresy, but considering that 95% of the game is marine on marine, it didn't translate too well. Certainly not at this stage of the development of the game anyway, so it's just basically be a battle of who can roll the most 3+ or 4+ dice, which would be quite limiting in game variety. So they are sticking with their own version of 7th edition-ish, and they will be producing their own dedicated rulebook for it. Next up we had some information on Angelus, the Horus Heresy book number 8. This is going to be featuring all this stuff in and around Cygnus Prime and a couple of other big crusades, mainly around Baal. We can see here in the blue parts here where that fits into the timeline. This is going to be including lots of Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and good stuff like that. And also we have a pre-rendering picture there, 3D image of Constantine Valdor. So there's no Forge World Primarch in the making. Check Games Workshop for one that may be coming up. But we certainly do have one for the big man in charge of the Legio Custodes himself. Almost a Primarch in nature. We hit the seminar for the specialist games range now, so we've got Adeptus Titanicus, and we can see what's coming along in that. They are setting it within the Horus Heresy still, which I think they were talking about expansion games that could include other Titan-esque type beings from the Eldar and from the Orcs, for example. They'll sort of be a spin-off, but they're focusing mainly on Titan combat from the Heresy era. On top of that, lots of Blood Bowl images, lots of bits and pieces coming out for that. They are increasing the range and teams and specialists going on. Every team is going to have its own dice, and there's lots of new cards, and then there's these neoprene mats which look really cool. Certainly going to save your tabletop at home if you play on the dining table. Quick roll out of your mat, and they're going to be themed around different teams as well. Lots of new very tasty looking Minotaur there. Apparently whoever created that, it was his first ever go at digital sculpting, so well impressed with that. And again with this guy here, these are basically the Harlequin type team for Blood Bowl. So we had a wander around the Forge World studio to have a look at some of the goodies there. So we got to see Magnus on the new scenic base where he's fighting Leman Russ. We've got to see the unpainted version of Pick and Handle, the new Thunderhawk model that's come out, replacing the old version. Apparently it goes together an awful lot better than the original does. So that is good news for hobbyists who struggle putting those things together. Not as bad as a metallic one from many a year, but yeah, this is going to go together apparently a lot easier, we've been told. Lots of other really cool bits of painting. Got to chat with some of the painters over there, like Phil and team, looking at these rather pretty Imperial fists. Lots of really good goodies. A Sisters of Silence dropship container ship thing, that was quite nice. Stuff for the Mechanicum, more tracked missile batteries because that's what they need. A Sicarian variant here with this rather tasty looking Gatling weapon on the top. This was Phil's baby that he's just completed. It's really good looking at the weathering techniques here, because I know the guy goes and looks at rusty old tanks in order to improve his technique and work out how rust and bits and pieces affect models, and that's what he applies to his painted miniatures. But yeah, lots of very good painting, to be honest. Let's not stand about here. Forge World painters are rather amazing at what they do, and what more can you say? So here's a few more pictures of wandering around the studio, checking out what was going on there. Might catch a few glass reflections, as is standard with trying to take pictures in these darkened cabinets. Always like seeing this particular Primarch painted. He does look rather beastly, and this is just a piece of art more than anything. This is the new super heavy Dreadnought for the Legio Custodes. He was available to purchase on the day. I did miss out on that, but I will be getting him. And one of the big things for me here was this Warlord diorama they've created. So being worked on and being readied for war by the Mechanicum. Lots of really interesting bits of detail floating around here that, you know, these pictures just probably aren't going to do justice. So just on top of the epic painting of the Warlord himself, it's all the little bits of detail, all these little characters that were instructing their servitors and menials to work on various bits of the rites of battle and preparing him for war. Just the whole thing was just such great quality. And you've got on the side of the box that he sort of comes in, these large cutout windows, and you can just see these little extra bits of detail of these servitors that have all been customised out of lots of cataphract parts, really. But yeah, it's just stunning to look at.
So today's finished. We've done our Warhammer Fest. What did we think?
It's good.
Ian,
Loved it. Much better than the old Warhammer Fest of the past.
Favourite thing?
Oh, favourite thing. Trying out 8th.
Trying out 8th was good.
Smashing the chef, it was great.
How good is the Lord of Contagion?
Brutal.
Is he a beast?
Yeah.
How many times did he kill the captain?
Twice.
Twice. How was it to play the Primaris?
No, it was alright actually. They don't play any dissimilar to Marines. But yeah, they just like, I think they seem to be a little bit more synergy based than.
How were the plasma dudes? How did they fare for you?
Well, I did 10 shots. I did 5 wounds to the defeated plague drone.
And how many to yourself?
I killed 3.
You killed
myself.
3.
Yeah, I killed 3 of myself.
Overcharging gamble.
That's it. It's a gamble.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
is.
risk reward now. It's not just I'm just going to spam this.
The overcharge is going to be your last ditch attempt to try and kill something with wounds.
When you absolutely definitely have to kill every mother in the room, except no substitutes, but prepared to kill yourself as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Overall, good fun though. You know,
it's nice to chat right at the end there, just chat and just sit down with some candid talk with the community guys as well.
Yeah, I thought the same. Speaking to the community guys was pretty good, getting an insight onto their opinion, how the meta's going to change.
Yeah.
Give it a year to wash in and embed itself into the tournament community.
Yeah. And then change the living rule book.
And the living rule book, everything's going to evolve. That's going to be brilliant. No queues, which was great.
None at all. Not even for Forge World.
Nope.
Fantastic.
Forge World.
we waited what 5 minutes to get in. Like, you know, after you've accounted for the doors opening, it was what 5 minutes to get in.
That's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But yeah,
Shame they didn't have your Chinook available, but
we'll get it online.
We'll get it online. We'll do that.
it's nice that it was spread out over like different floors, so you had that space. If you've ever been to like a Warhammer Fest or I mean, this is my first Warhammer Fest.
The old games
But the old games days where you'd be like this, like going to like the stands and like talking to the designers and stuff, and you'd be like, "Excuse me, can I get a question?" But this time around, you're actually having like proper open conversations, plenty of room, which is great, especially when you're in a hall of wargamers.
Yeah.
Great to see the book of condonance for Alan Bligh, which was great. I managed to sign that. Having spent many times over the last 10 years, at least in my involvement in the hobby, speaking to him and looking at his books. I've got an autograph book somewhere, which is great.
Yeah.
Someone come up with an idea of a commemorative miniature for him, like a remembrancer, which I think will be really
I think
cool.
they will do something like that, or at least they'll write him into the so it's like what
it's a little bit too raw at the moment because it has only been announced on Friday, so
it's still
look
like,
forward to that.
Cool. Yeah, you gotta allow for real life first.
But for me, Adeptus Titanicus, how good's that going to be?
Yeah, it's
gonna be good.
Space Marine Blood Bowls.
Yeah, not I'm pretty sure.
Fishmen Blood Bowl.
Fishmen Blood Bowl.
Pretty sure that was a joke.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure.
Just
Space Marines just shoot the ball. It's heresy.
Yeah. What is this nonsense? Yeah.
Well, they don't have any emotions. They're not going to want to win a game of sport, are
Yeah,
they?
they just murder the
Is it regicide? No, not interested.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That wraps it up. Heading home and be cutting the video very soon. Cheers.
Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a downer on the Friday night announcement that Alan Bligh had tragically passed away from a short battle with cancer. I'd met him a number of times over my hobby career at various events, various open days and so on. I think I've got a couple of my Heresy books signed by him. Some of my Imperial Armors I think are signed by him as well. Tremendous loss to the hobby. Very tragic, taken from us at such a young age. He will be missed by the community. He was Mr. Horus Heresy. He knew everything, and if he didn't know it, he created it with such dignity and such skill and thought that I really don't envy the person who's going to have to try and fill his shoes, because they've got a big job ahead of them. But I do wish whoever does it all the best, and condolences to Alan's family. So sorry to end the video on a little bit of a downer there. But it was a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed seeing my face for the very first time appearing on this channel. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you went to Warhammer Fest, let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you couldn't make it, I hope this video has given you a brief glimpse of what went on, what's going on, and hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and all that good stuff to the video and the channel. Really helps and makes me feel good. And I shall catch you on the next video. Cheers.